Esteban Ribovics should be your new favorite fighter, and I'm just going to go through a litany of reasons why. Or he should at least be on your list of guys to watch. Like, you shouldn't be missing any of his fights if you're a pretty sizable fan of the UFC. El Gringo, he touts from Argentina with a record of 14-2, and one of those losses, it could have went either way. He's got a bit of a mixed record so far in the UFC, getting absolutely wrestle fucked by the Chajikan tank. Took him down 11 times. Ugh. You hate to see that, but better than him getting flatlined. And Ribovics did score a knockdown in that fight, so if you're scoring pride rules by damage, hey, you could kind of screw that guy over, but it's a little hard to give it to a guy who got taken down 11 times. But after that, he went on to fight Kamela Kirk. And, dude, he was putting up numbers in that one. He threw 202 punches in his next fight. He's like, all right, I got to show him what I'm about. I got to show these guys what I'm about. He just started throwing everything, just these long 5, 6, 7 straight combos, ending them with overhands, ending them with kicks. I love to see people end a combo with a kick. Dude, that's always freaking sick. You get the hands going, just pop, 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 one up top, one to the body. Keep them guessing. They don't know where the hell it's coming from. And his defense is pretty solid for somebody who's that volume is that high. He's only been knocked down once. That was by Daniel Zellhuber, which we'll talk about that fight a little bit later on. But besides that, dude, he's been doing the damage. Way more than taking the damage. Especially when he fought Terrence McKinney, he didn't really have to get the numbers going too high in that one because he threw out one 5-piece combo, ending it with a head kick up top and just absolutely slept Terrence McKinney out cold. Devastating head kick. That was a brutal knockout. And another great way to get him with a good name, good win over a good name in the UFC. Dude, Terrence McKinney's a bad motherfucker. He's beat a lot of good fighters over time. He, almost beat Drew Dober. It was tough as shit. So that was a real good, real big win for him there over Terrence. And then after that, dude, they gave him a big step up and a big spotlight in probably his most famous fight to date, the Fight of the Year winner that he had with Daniel Zellhuber. Ooh, that picture looked blurry as hell. Where he threw 345 strikes, landing 156 of them. Got dropped once, but got right back up and kept swinging in the third round. Just pouring it on Zellhuber. Almost finished him up against the cage, dude. Zellhuber's just so tough that he just took it. Probably took years off his life from the amount of damage he sustained in that fight. But he was pouring it on to win the Fight of the Year. It won Fight of the Year, and he won the fight as well. Dude, this fight was absolutely sick at UFC Noche in the Sphere. That really started getting his name out there a lot more for his fights to come after that. And it was fucking sick, dude. So he'd only had, 3 fights at that point in the UFC? 4 fights in the UFC? 1 knockout, 1 Fight of the Year, and then one what could have been a fight of the night if it was earlier on the card when he beat Kirk's ass, and then 1 wrestle fucking. You got to get wrestle fucked at least once if you're a striker in the UFC, so you can learn, okay, that's where I was screwing up. As long as you make the adjustments, and he's not like a big lengthy guy, so he's not he doesn't get tied up as easily like some longer strikers. That's why I get worried about like Ignacio Bahamondes if he goes up against a tighter wrestler. If they can just get to his legs a lot easier since he's so tall. He's a lot shorter. I think it said, did it say his height on here? 5'10"? That sounds like a lie to me, but he's probably closer to 5'8", 5'9". He might be 5'10", but dude, that fight was so sick against Zellhuber. Shout out to both of them. I love watching both of them fight. I can't wait to see Zellhuber get back in there. Then his next fight after that, dude, I was surprised that they gave him such a tough guy in his next fight that didn't have like a big name, Nasrat Haqparast. He fell short in this one, but it really could have went either way. As you can see by the numbers, dude, he landed 147 strikes. But look at this, dude. He threw 433. And a lot of these that missed are punches where he's hitting his opponent like in the hand and just hitting his own hand into his face, which works, kind of all right with the little gloves in MMA. If you just keep the combos going, you eventually break through the guard and get some through. And, if you go by damage, Hakparas took quite a bit of damage in this fight, dude. He couldn't even open his eye afterwards. I don't know if I can even show that long, but he could not really open his eye. He definitely looked like, if you saw the two on the street, playground rules, he lost that fight, dude. He got his butt whooped pretty good. But he was landing the cleaner strikes. He was landing a lot more accurately throughout the entire fight, and it got him the win. It was close, and it was a fight of the night bonus for both of them. So then what was that, his fifth fight? He's had one performance of the night, 2 fights of the night. So half his fights he's getting bonuses in at that point. And he got robbed out of a bonus in another one. This guy is all action, dude, nonstop. For his next fight, though, I think he should get a guy coming off of a loss as well. I don't think he should get a guy coming off of a win. Despite it being a close fight that could have went either way, I still think he should get a guy coming off a loss, and it should be someone around him in the rankings. So I could see him getting this guy right here, Orobai. Orobai's tough as hell, dude. That'd be a good fight. They have a similar record. He's 13-2 to 12-2. He's coming off a loss to Rebecki, where he got his eye swole up pretty good as well, and he's got a lot of good. He's pretty high intensity, high action, a lot of good attributes. This guy, so I'd love to see this fight. That'd be a good one. They're close in age, similar in the rankings. Both have pretty action-packed styles. One I'd like to see a little bit more than that one against a veteran, dude, Drakkar Klose. 15-3, also close in record, but he's a little bit older, but he's got a ton of experience, and I'd like to see him Ribovics keep fighting guys with a little more experience than him, so he can learn while he's going, because he's got a lot to learn, dude. He's a little sloppy, which is another thing that I like about him, dude. I like when they get down in the slop, dude. Don't keep it tight, but get down to the trough. Get your face down in the trough and get in there. You can't be afraid. And you'll lose sometimes, which Ribovics does, because he's not afraid to freaking get in there. But I'd love to see him fight close. They're both strikers, both real good, action-packed guys, usually finish or be finished type of dudes, even though I don't think Ribovics has been finished. He's just super tough, and they haven't been able to finish him yet. But Klose has been finished a couple times, and he's got a lot of finishes himself. So that would be a sick one, and I think he's only 2 spots up on him in the rankings. He's coming off a pretty bad loss in UFC Tampa to Joel Alvarez. So I think that could be a good one. But one that, we're not talking about that I think would be a great matchup, give the king one more round. One more fight. Bobby. Oh, it's not Bobby anymore. Just King Green, dude. I know what you're saying. Oh, he's old. He's gotten his ass beat a bunch. He's coming off a ton of losses, which is true. But when he fights other volume fighters, he usually does pretty all right. And, Ribovics, he's got decent power, especially in his kicks, but it's nothing that crazy. And look at Bobby Green. He puts up numbers, too, in this one. 186 strikes, 137 against Tony. He put up 100, and I can't see it that from here, but over 180 against Nasrat Haqparast, too, dude. They both fought Nasrat Haqparast. King had a win over him. He's a little bit further down in his career, and he's all action, too. And I think he's got more tread on the tire left than people are saying, and I think that would be a shoo-in for fight of the night, dude. Bobby Green versus Esteban Ribovics. Dude, let's make it happen. They both just fought recently. Bobby did get finished pretty bad, so maybe we could put this one down further. He could fight close first, maybe Bobby later. Get a couple wins in, maybe 2 fights in this year if it goes well against close. And, I think there's lots of good options for Esteban Ribovics, and I cannot wait to watch him fight again, and I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing him fight again as well. This has been my first video, and yeah, any constructive criticisms are appreciated. Camera incoming, dude. I'll show my beautiful Dominic Reyes doppelganger face soon enough, dude. I went on. Yeah, but camera incoming. We'll get it all put together. So hopefully you liked it with my mid editing skills, and yeah, talk to you later.